Somebody's getting it, somebody's getting my love. Somebody's getting it,
Hey everyone, this is Fayzzon, and welcome to the Google Pixel 3 unboxing experience. You might be well aware that the bigger version of this phone, the Pixel 3 XL, was one of the most leaked phones in history, and some of these leaks actually included full unboxings before the phone was ever officially released. But now that the phones are out, here's everything Google has to offer you in their newest boxing presentation. First things first, if you buy the Pixel 3 unlocked straight from Google, basically advertising Google's own Project Fi service, which is meant to ditch SIM cards entirely. So this seems to be Google's vision for the future of self-services. Phones without SIM cards. In a few years, that SIM tray will most likely be gone too. But finally, we can get to the box of the phone itself. It definitely feels weighty, makes you feel like you're about to open something important. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. Actually, before that, taking a closer look at the other sides of the box shows a very Google experience. You have the hashtag teampixel slogan with that Google green at the bottom, and a side view of the phone on the side. And pulling off the satisfyingly heavy top cover, Google wastes no time in showing you the prize itself, your brand new Pixel 3. But we'll save the best for last. Of course, you get the nice round SIM ejection pin, as well as some paperwork. And some nice stickers so you can advertise your expensive purchase. Fun fact, Apple and OnePlus are two other companies that include stickers too. Moving on. This year, Google includes their Pixel USB-C earbuds integrated with Google Assistant support. They're actually very comfortable. Each side has adjustable loops because if you're like most people, your ears aren't the same size. Good touch, Google. USB-C to USB-C cable. There's a USB-C to USB-A adapter for file transfers. Don't see that around too much. And because there's no headphone jack, you get a USB-C to headphone jack adapter. Even this feels like a welcome addition since Apple recently and notoriously has taken these out from all iPhone boxes, including older models. There's a clean white fast charger in the box. Apple, please take notes. This is capable of a maximum 18 watts. Not the fastest, but still significantly powerful. Here's a closer look at all the included items. But now let's finally get to the best part about this unboxing, the Pixel 3. This color is called Just Black. I think you can tell why. You have the 5.5-inch tall, notchless OLED display that blends in almost perfectly with the black front panel. Right off the bat, Pixel 3 feels spectacular in the hand. This compact form factor just fits so comfortably. But for its small size, it has a nice heft to it thanks to this year's two-tone glass back. And that two-tone is most obvious on this color. The other colors definitely look more uniform. The bottom frosted glass feels really nice and smooth to the touch. The best I can compare it to is like a smooth glass trackpad. The top part is that regular glossy glass we've seen in most other phones. Super reflective, super fingerprinty. It also houses that legendary single camera lens. This year Google switched it up and had LG make this OLED display for the smaller Pixel instead of Samsung. The XL now gets the Samsung display. And LG has definitely upped their screen game, but Samsung is still the best in class. While that boots up, I really can't help but admire how good this phone feels. That frosted glass has a lot to do with it. It does smudge up just a bit with fingerprints, but those disappear seconds after you take your fingers off. The simple Google logo also looks nice and frozen underneath that glass. Cool, I'm going to start setting this up, and that includes setting up Pixel Imprint for fingerprint unlocking. The fingerprint sensor is slightly recessed on the back, and it's exactly where your index finger naturally rests when you're holding the phone. Registering a finger is pretty fast and easy. Also returning this year is the active edge feature. So the sides of this phone are pressure sensitive, and you can squeeze them to activate the Google Assistant. Really one of many ways to do that, but it's a unique feature regardless. It almost reminds me of Apple's 3D Touch in its operation, except it only does one thing. You can change how easily the sides trigger, from a very light squeeze all the way to a very firm squeeze, so you never accidentally activate it. The rest of the setup is pretty unremarkable, but once it's finished, you're greeted with clean, pure Pixel Android. We have the freshly labeled Google Discover on the left, which is just a more customizable and contextual version of your Google feed. It doesn't take much to notice how spectacularly smooth the Pixel 3 software is, as it should be, of course, it's a brand new phone, but kinetic scrolling and animations are extremely fluid, touch latency is super low, and the whole thing feels remarkably responsive. Date and weather widget up top, 5 useful, unlabeled icons and search bar down below. You can also use the fingerprint sensor like a trackpad to bring down the notification shade. We've seen this in other phones, but it's always super useful. Overall, I like how refined both the software and the hardware feel. The screen looks sharp and bright, the colors are full and vibrant. You also have those wide dual stereo speakers facing your way, which are both the same size by the way. The Pixel 3 XL has a much smaller one at the top. And this helps the phone look even and symmetrical. And as we all know, symmetry is aesthetic. All the buttons have a firm and tactile response when you press them. There's also the 2 front-facing cameras for regular and wide-angle selfies. LG pretty much pioneered this in 2015 with the V10. They're nice to have if you're into that. The ambient display is really useful too. You don't need to press any buttons to look at the time, and you get a preview of notifications. Unlocking the phone is a fast and very natural experience, though I do wish we got some type of face unlocking mechanism. Oh well. I've also heard that the frosted glass back does scuff up pretty easily, but even though you can mostly just wipe those scuffs off, you still want to be careful with it until you can get a case or a skin. I've pre-ordered a D-brand for this one already. The SIM card slot is at the bottom of the phone. Interesting choice. But what's unique is that Google decided to put their address and the IMEI of the phone inside the tray. Nice little attention to detail. All the buttons, including the volume rocker, are on the right side. Something I'm not really used to, and that leaves the left edge completely bare. It does look nice and clean though. The nice all-glass back this year also means we get wireless charging. Definitely a novelty feature, but I'm welcoming it. You might also notice the sides, top, and bottom are very glossy, and that's because the middle frame, which is made from aluminum, is coated with this hybrid gloss coating. And I'm glad they did this because it adds a lot of grip to the phone. Anyway, it was an enjoyable unboxing experience. Thank you Google for including everything that should be included. And thank you for sticking around with me. I really appreciate if you hit that like button, it really does help me out. And maybe subscribe for more videos. I'll have the full review of Pixel 3 and lots of other videos coming out soon. Alright guys, take care. I'm Fayzzon, and I wish you peace.